All right, here we go. We are back with CB Rifles podcast, season 3, first episode after the team introductions last week. With all the team captains, it's finally time to bring in the players. So this season we will be seeing no more team captains. We're done with those guys. We're just getting the players in, and maybe who knows, one day the viewers as well if they exist. Warfarfu, welcome.
Hello, CP.
Yeah, great stuff to have you in here. All right, so this is the first time for you, first time for me talking to you as well. So let's just start with introducing you, and then we'll just talk about whatever happened last weekend, because you had a pretty great game, I think, or at least a good match. So that was real fun.
Oh God. Last to be honest, like last week it was pretty chill. Like I logged on and then the first game was like just like regular, but the second game I had the beautiful idea that like I rolled a good lawful, so I want to use
Hmm.
lawful, but that was a little bit weird.
Definitely was a bit weird for sure. I mean, the longbows were interesting this weekend, absolutely. Like we saw so many longbows, was insane. I think you were the only one last season to play the longbow unit, but then you went like 100% into it, just even like what do you say, like cosplaying with it as well. I mean, insane.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was really good when it was first buffed because most people don't expect they
Hmm.
like it was especially with the Doctrine Alchemy because when you have like the Lombo with the doctrines it shoot as far as the Falco, so people usually don't expect that to like
Hmm.
snipe their Shinjis and coconut from far away.
Yep.
So it was very good like for a season or so until everybody started bringing it and you realize it's like, oh my god, it's
Just not that good anymore. Yeah, that makes
yep.
sense. Well, so the fun thing is, like, I just got most of the Sea Rifles stats ready for the database. So I checked like what your stats are. They're decent, like 60 unit kills in both, I think. And the funny thing is, it doesn't even show that you played the longbow because apparently you picked pike and maul at the end, I think. So you're safe there.
That's cool.
All right, right. All right. So for those who maybe don't know you, you're a player from Pond Guard for forever, in my mind at least. And I know
Mm,
Pine has been pretty big on you for playing like CAF units for a while, but you've also been spamming like specialist units or exotics as they're called. So, what is your role like in Pond Guard, and what do you enjoy about Conquest Blade?
mm. So when it comes to Pankar, like I remember, like actually, like I was not in Pankar for forever. I think it was the lot like the first time I was like interacting with Pankar was like I think it was like season 9 or so. Like
Mm,
it was like the previous. I think that was like the previous CPL season.
mm-hmm,
And then afterwards, I like joined Keyboard Warriors for like 1 season, and then I went back to Punk right after, and then I've been with Punk right ever since. So it's been like a good like 4 or 5 seasons, I think.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's quite a
Um,
while then.
and when I started playing in Punk, like that's true. Like I did used to play like a bunch of cav and infantry. Like Reapers back then was like
Yeah.
a
Mm-hmm.
big thing, but I think it was like season 13. No, it was like season 12, like where it started like because like even before that I was playing specialty
Mm.
in TW like all the time.
Oh yeah.
But in like season 13 I discovered triple specialty. We call it Falco Flavor Alchemist. And then I saw, hey, look, I'm gonna run this in ranked all the time and see how this
Oh
goes.
my
So
god. Yeah.
I think that's like how I started playing specialty all the time for punk games.
Nice. I like it. I really enjoy how Pond Guard at first was like the true NA team, right? With only Cav and like only infantry. And then they found out that Sicalian are a thing, and then now you are here with basically being like one of the main players from Pond Guard playing only exotics. Like it's so funny.
I mean, to be fair, so it's like like playing Sonic is like it's like more of a mental challenge than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's like because like you know that people are gonna be dying for a unit,
Oh yeah.
so it's like the important thing about playing specialty is not about it's not necessarily about like how well you can deal with it. It's often about if you're like making keeping calm and like not making
Hmm.
bad decisions because it's really easy to lose your unit.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the unit can be so impactful, but if you just waste it, then it's gone, and it's like so easy to take them out, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Um.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, what's up?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I wanted to go a little bit deeper into that because I know that you're doing some like videos about units as well, like quite specifically, I
Mhm.
think. And also, you sent me this like I don't know if this is like a secret to like spoil to the world, but you also asked me about using the bombard on Reginopolis, for example, a few weeks
Oh,
ago, with like an
yes.
insane trick to actually aim it really high. Like, how do you come up with like those kind of things? Like, it's pretty cool.
Well, actually, there are people that would not like me to say this, but
Hmm.
but since you're asking about it, the actually that bug has been in. I think that thing's been in Conqueror's Blade for like many seasons.
Hmm.
It's like you could do that with like the culverins as well, like cannon and stuff like that. But like that bug has been there forever. It's just like I was it's just like it was like if the Reggie is the only map with bomber, so I wanted to do it.
Yeah, it was like really useful. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
I didn't kill anybody with it, but it was it probably scared them to see some of our
Hmm.
shells flying above their head.
Yeah, yeah, definitely gotta watch out there. Like, it was pretty nuts shots, for sure. Yep. All right, good stuff. Yeah, so can you just take us through like what happened in the match that happened on Sunday?
On Sunday.
Yeah, like against Yeah Buddy, especially the second game where it was like until the last second on C point. Like, what
Mm,
happened in your comp?
from my perspective,
Hmm.
oh, I was using the longbow. um, if I mean, from my perspective, it was honestly like I don't really like. But one thing I gotta say though, Hita was sniping me really good. Like I was like I was like trying to snipe their unit, and he just
Hmm.
kept pressuring me. So that was like a big thing that came to mind. And then another thing is that like for the most of the match, like the thing that like the reason why I tried Lombo
Hmm.
was because a lot of like people are trying the monks,
Hmm.
and the monks only have like 300 piercing defense, so
Hmm.
every shot was hitting the monks for like 8,000, 9,000 damage, and you could basically two shot the monks.
Nice.
So like I was trying to do that, but you know, as I was saying, but and then I think like the like all the pushes were like you know we were like still like kind of getting used to like the meta a little bit because like we didn't end up scrimming that much that week
Mm.
because it was like I think it was we had like one scrim got canceled and the scrim right after that also got canceled, so like
Oh
you know
damn.
so like we discovered from that match that the monks and ISGs put together is pretty strong. But so and then like for me, I think like the most memorable play was like when we were like on that steep point, like when it was like a minute left or something,
Yeah.
and then I used my cap to hit them like all in the back. It was pretty satisfying, but it was satisfying until I tell you it was a Jeff Cap flank.
Oh, just a Jeff Cap for real?
Jeff Cap flank. I'm telling you now, if it was Decker Axe in the back.
Yeah.
It was like 8 hero kills right there. I
Yeah,
swear.
yeah. Oh my
But
goodness.
yeah. So it was that was honestly that's just like how I had like was thinking about the second match. It
Hmm.
was you know it was like just shooting the lava, getting caught by
Yeah,
the
yeah.
lava.
Just chilling for a while and then getting in the back with the Jeff Cap, but like did good, but could have been better. Yeah.
Hmm.
Nice. Yeah, that was like that match was insane to watch. Like Temple and Sheldon and I were casting it on the Sea Rivals English stream, and we went like, "What the hell's going on? Oh my god!" It was insane. Like we were immediately rewatching our own cast just to see what the hell happened on that sea point. It was really fun.
Hmm.
And then the OBS
It,
stream
it,
gave out, so we were like black screened, I think, and yeah, it was good stuff.
little did you know that it was the master plan to like make it go down to the last second, so
Mhm.
so to get more views. It was up planned.
Yeah, I imagine. Absolutely. Yeah, it totally felt planned. Yeah, till the last second. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it was like really, really cool stuff. And do you also think that Pondegard is kind of on the return now? I mean, yeah, Buddy is considered one of the strongest team in the league right now, with Laps and Kebabs basically going into one team.
Mm,
Do you feel strong?
so yeah, do I feel strong?
Yeah.
So that's like an interesting question because like the main thing is that like when it comes to like the strats,
Mm-hmm.
like for at least like for Punkar, like from what I've noticed is that like the like overall like our strat is like been somewhat similar like all the time.
Mm.
But the main thing is that like I think like it was I don't remember. It was like 2 seasons ago
Mm-hmm.
where we had like where like Pogba like we did our like first like big revamp of our roster because like it was like a lot of the original people like either retired or like went to other places or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was so the team is like rebuilding, I guess, but it's like sorry about that.
No worries.
But like I think like for punk are like we are I think we're in like a pretty good place at the moment, at least like with the team. It
Mm-hmm.
was a team synergy because like everyone gets along with each other. So like I
Nice.
think like the important thing is that it sounds like we're like learning how to cooperate very well, and
Mm-hmm.
then like I think we can still be really good.
Nice. Yeah, sounds good. So lots of room to improve then as well. I'm still doing quite well already in the first round. So that's nice.
There is room to improve, that's for sure.
Yep. I imagine. I imagine. All right. Um, there's so much I want to talk to you about because I think you know so much about the game, so much more than I do.
Oh,
But before we go there, let's just quickly run down like what happened in all the matches, and then we can just talk about whatever else. So,
okay.
have you watched any of the other matches?
Uh, Not that much actually. I think I remember I was like working on the school project right before.
Okay, okay, fine, fine.
Oh
All right.
no.
I'll
God
I'll
damn
I'll
it.
just take you through it then, and if you have anything else to comment on one of the teams, then you just shout it and I'll listen. So Rustic Division, of course, all matches were played on Wall 4 this week, right? So next week, Rustic Division is
Mhm.
going to play Hidden City, and then Feudal Division, so your team and others, are going to fight on Kura Castle, which is a
Yep.
map I think most teams are not looking forward to playing because it may be one-sided. At the same time, there's no RT, so it might make the map a whole lot different. So I'm curious to see what strategy teams are going to use, but maybe more about that later. So Group A in Rustic Division saw Golems Live win against Malakas. Golems Live, the French team, picking up a win against a team Malakas that is planning to go through to the next round. So good start from Golems Live. No scrims free win. A lot of retired players, basically from Plebs and some other friends, taking the first win against the Primes, who are from EU1 and want to like also get through. They said that they want to go for first place. So already some interesting results there, I think. Next week, we are going to see Malagas against No Scrims Free Win, and then Lanfair against Golems Live. Tempest is probably the only one who can say that Scottish name on stream live. I'm not sure if you can, but like I just can't find a way to do it, so I'll just leave it there. So Golems Live leading with No Scrims Free Win, and then Lanfair, not having played a match, still sitting in third place, and fourth and fifth are the Primes and Malagas with the loss. Of course, only one round played, so lots of more stuff to come. And then Group B saw a nice try against Brothers Faction, resulting in a tie. And Brothers Faction is formerly Triarchy, a team that you may know. Or I'm not sure if you have you played against Triarchy back in the day.
Yeah.
The famous team for only losing matches until they won one.
Oh,
I played in it,
yeah.
so
I
I'm allowed to say
remember
it.
playing against.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so that was fun. So Brothers Faction looking a bit better now. Lexa still leading them, their team captain. Some guys from Gum Faction joined and others from EU2, so looking forward to seeing what they can do in this season. And then Body Odor, a team from Dutch and Belgian players mainly, lost against TBD. That is an NA team. So I'm really curious if you know more about that team actually.
Yes, TBD is it's like a new team
Mm-hmm.
from NA, and it's like when it comes to like NA, it's like from the houses like Iota, and so like I think there's like some guys from like Mistra in there, and so
Mm-hmm.
like there's some like Vindication players in there as well, which is like honestly it's like a bunch of like really just quite a few like newer houses
Mm-hmm.
from like that's made on NA this season. And basically, like to be honest, like I think like some of those, I think that team does have like some decent potential. Like there are some players in there that I see like improving a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that is like that's like a good thing for them. But yeah, like us as Ponka, like we did scrim against them
Mm-hmm.
like 2 weeks ago. It was just like it was just like 2 rounds, and did it pretty good. Did it pretty good.
All right, all right, all right. Good words from you then. Yeah, so it would be really nice to get like more teams from an A, right? The Warbus already was there, but I know that Pines already said that like they were not that strong back then. Maybe they are stronger now. I'm not sure. But it's good to have at least 3 teams now from NA that are trying to get into
Mhm.
Field Division. All right, that's already a good thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, so next week, Brothers faction will fight Body Odor, and then Warbus, the other NA team, is going to fight Nice Try. So we'll see what's going to happen there. And then, of course, TBD currently in the lead right now, the NA team, followed by Nice Try and Brothers faction with a tie. And then Warbus hasn't played a match yet, and Body Odor in last place right now. Of course, again, only one round, so who knows what's going to happen. And then, of course, Feudal Division, so the first division. Argonauts versus Apes. Argonauts, the French team, picking up their first match win in Feudal Division in 2 seasons. So that's really cool. They already got a game against you guys last season. I don't know if you remember that one, but they got a tie against you last season, and you'll be playing them next season, or next week. So it's going to be a good match, I think. Apes,
Mhm.
one of the teams that was pretty, I think, expected by people to maybe get a win against Argonauts because they seemed strong in scrims from what I heard, but not doing that hot on their first match, although it was a really close one. Engegner, no chance against No Beaches. Engegner needs to improve a lot. No Beaches, extremely strong. Amya was getting kill stealed though by a lot of musket players, so that's going to be fun to follow through in this season because he wants to get his 4th Assassin Award, of course. He may need to swap teams once again if he wants to get it. And then Odin's Legion winning against Wise of Sirius, formerly Love and Devotion. Expected to win, but Wise of Sirius looking pretty good, so who knows what they can do next week. And yeah, buddy, Pondegard, we talked about it, was a tie, and that was one of the best matches I think we maybe ever saw. At least the last one was really, really good. So next week, Wise of Sirius against Yeah Buddy, then Pondegard Argonautes. That's going to be a really cool match, I think, because both of you guys are doing pretty well in the first round, looking strong. No Beaches to Odin's Legion, match of the week, because those 2 teams are looking for a top 3 finish. And they also faced each other in CBL during the
Oh
semifinals, or
yeah,
third place
I
match,
know.
right? So that's going to be extremely cool because Odin's Legion felt like they definitely could have taken No Beaches. And then Apes and Gegner, it's kind of like a bottom place match right now, but only one round. So if any of those 2 teams takes a win, then suddenly they are looking strong again, perhaps. So we'll see what happens there. All right. Any hot takes for like tier list or what teams are strong or not?
Mm. Okay, actually, what I commented about earlier, like for the beaches and Odo Solution, I am I'm very excited for that match
Oh yeah.
actually because like they have like a lot of like people in their team.
Mm-hmm.
It's like like from originally from like the same house on EU, so
Oh, nice.
I think that would be a pretty cool matchup.
That will be really cool. Yeah, absolutely. I think so as well.
Mhm.
There's so much story I think in there if you wanna like make stories or something. But yeah, that'll be good stuff. Yep, absolutely. No doubt about it. So that's going to be a really, really cool match. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen because I know like Matt Chin is, I think, very nervous, the team captain from No Beaches, about Kur Castle. He believes it's very one-sided, so he's expecting to like get a tie against no Odin's, I think. But I'm sure he's not just gonna sit there and let it happen. So we'll see.
Mhm.
All right, so that's it. Um, all right, so there's like at least three things I want to talk about with you, Warfarfu. It is the
Mhm.
current state of like the hero classes because we saw a ton of malls right now, and I wonder what you think. Then we have the units because the units are there's like a really clear meta, I think. So I wonder what your already is. And then we have the unit bands, of course, a new system in CB rifles, and I think that impacts the matches in a pretty big way compared to last season. So where do you want to start?
Mm, anywhere is fine. Let's start with let's just start with the heroes.
All right, go ahead.
So how I feel about currently hero classes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Okay, so
sh-
right.
should I just tell you like what classes were played the most in the round?
I know the answer, but go ahead.
All right, all right. Yeah,
All
so
right.
Maul, which you knew, of course. Yeah. And then pole axe, short sword, musket, pike, dual blade, scimitar, longsword, spear, glaive, longbow, and odachi. So, yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
the Yeah, like the ball, like to be honest, the ball has been like from the original like the patch that made it decent, whereas
mm-hmm,
the mouse drum gave me CC immunity. Like the ball was already really strong back then. The main reason why like the people are like all playing ball now is because they brought back the 25% like extra AoE to Earthshaker,
mm-hmm.
which is like the Earthshaker is like basically the same as like the Ford of War ult and like because of the damage splitting, I remember actually would you be willing to take in the picture real quick
Oh,
on
which
the
one?
screen?
Yeah, yeah,
It's okay if I send you a picture
yeah,
real
yeah,
quick.
sure, sure. I'll make sure to drop it in there. Yeah, good. Just go ahead.
Okay, and here this was like me like having fun with some testing. Let me see if we can. Oh, there you go. All right, tell me what you
Holy
think about
shit!
the
All right, I'm
numbers.
gonna get this on there. Yeah, yeah. All right, all right.
Hold up. It's not finished. It's not finished.
Oh, it's not
I got
even
another one.
that's not even everything.
Yeah, yeah. Hold up. I have another picture right above that one. It's here you go.
All right, so this is the first one on stream. So that's like tons of damage, literally. Holy shit, that damage is insane.
Yep. So like because he made like the splitting like the damage splitting on ball is what there is in it before now. The ball like the Earthshaker like does so much damage. Like the Maelstrom does a lot of damage as
Mm-hmm.
well, and so the Earthshaker does a lot of damage. Like even from the front, it's like every time you use it, it's like 1,500 damage to every single hit. So it's like that's like the main reason why people are running Maul is because like it's like you knock down everything in front of you and
Yeah,
like the damage is really good.
absolutely insane.
So
That's like
it's just like it's just like you can compare like how do you say it? It's like you can compare it to like you can look at short sword, you can look at well short sword still has a place because it's tanky, but like say you look at other similar classes such as like let's just go with like say Nodachi, it's another brawler class, you know. We have
mm-hmm.
Nodachi's always been a bad place, but like we got like Nodachi, you know, we have like Glaive, that's like a fairly similar class, for example. Like all of those classes, like their knockdowns, it's like basically like a weaker version of the Volt Earthshaker, but the Earthshaker is also on the 8-second cooldown, so it's just like
Mm-hmm.
it's a Maul is just like the king of the meta, like for a
Yeah.
reason. And also like another big reason why Maul is meta though is also because of the unit meta. To
Mm.
be honest,
Yeah. All right.
because like
So we go to
eh,
the next topic then. Unit meta. Go ahead.
so so like you know the reason why like the mall is like really strong is because like it's like up until recently like we can like go over like what changed basically.
Mm-hmm.
So like basically in like season 8, season 9, at first like you know like it when like when the game was like really early on, the like cav like gun units or like hero killing units
Mm-hmm.
did a lot of damage, and to like cut down the damage like against heroes. So that was like the first thing that made it like so that like it was a lot easier to die for SARS when you
Mm-hmm.
do like like what is it like 15% less damage when you hit your hero. And so like like some units like police was like 25% reduction, and the Lance Snakes got knocked out of the meta back then. And so like basically like hero play like back then was like starting to become a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so like afterwards, you got like Keshiks, you got Axe Raiders, you got like a bunch of like mobile units. Like
Yeah.
that's the main like defining thing about now compared to before, is that before like it was important to have like a lot of like moving units, like units that are like moving around a lot, like hitting different angles.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now the meta is like Murbalos is like a shield that charges you from the front. Stalwarts are actually falling out of the meta now, but like they're
Yeah.
still you can still see some.
Mm-hmm.
You got like Murmalos with not Murmalos. You got ISGs like the big
Exactly.
shield wall just
Yep.
sits in front. And so, like, generally, like, in between that, you got your 40s, IPGs, Halberdier Sergeants, like,
Mm-hmm.
the Pikes, because and so, like, maybe you put, like, a specialty or two around there somewhere.
Yeah. Exactly.
But, like,
And then,
yeah, so, like,
and then this
mhm.
Sunday, this Sunday we also saw the monks, of course, the crested monks, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course.
That's definitely a new unit. It is a new unit, so that was sprinkled in
Yeah,
there as well. Yeah.
yeah, and so, like, the monks, like, played together with the shields to basically, like, kill the shields and stuff. But,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so like right now, like the nature of like there's one thing that's in common though, like with the current units is that like before like you got berserkers, but Ranchians, you got like chevaliers, like all these units.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you try to touch them with your hero, you're probably dead
Yeah.
because like the unit did like they both did a lot of damage, and most of them are CC immune. Like most of them
Mm-hmm.
you can't even touch them. But
Yep.
now like all of these shield units, all the pikes, all like the monks, like you can if you hit them with a knockdown, that
Mm-hmm.
unit's like out of commission for like 2-3 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And even with the Fortebraccio, now that they turn around so heavily, you can see some players like they come in with the calf and then they just sit, like walk around the Fortebraccio and they will all look at the player, right? And then the calf will just destroy the Fortebraccio as well. Like it's really cool plays that people can make now as well.
yeah, like it's like the hero play like is like a very big thing, and then you play the class that has the greatest potential for hero play.
Mm-hmm.
And then to be honest though, like when it do come to units though, like actually you have seen the new flamer changes, right? Like for flamers.
I don't think so. No.
Uh okay, so basically hold on. No, like you didn't see the patch notes yet?
No, not yet. No, no. I have been able to
Oh,
open
okay,
Corvus Blade
okay.
this week.
Okay, hold on. Let me show you.
All right.
Actually, let
So
me send you a pic.
patch note update from Warfarfu. We're getting it or live right now.
No, the patch notes is already live, I think, but
All right.
it's like but yeah, look at this.
What? They increased the hitbox?
Yeah.
That is nuts. All right, so I need to start reading patches again because that's pretty insane.
Easy. Honestly, I haven't seen like the main thing like is that like usually when you buff like units, you give it like a small percentage, like 10%, like up to 20% is already pretty good. And so like this one, it gives like such big numbers,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so like sorry, can you hear me? Oh no, okay. So basically like right now, like when it comes to the flamers, like there is like the misconception. So like with the buff, like it's actually it's a buff, like it looks really good, but apparently like when we play it on live server, it's actually a nerfy flavor.
It is?
It's a nerfy flavors because basically like before, like what you did with like the flames was
Mm-hmm.
that like the reason why flames used to be like really hard was because you had to aim at the right
Yeah,
angle,
yeah,
and
exactly.
so like and so the fire like drops down below, and so you reach like the maximum distance like
Mm-hmm.
after like the visual. So basically, Flame like used to aim a lot further than you would think.
Yeah.
But the problem was like the most recent patch is that it completely removed that and makes like the Firestorm ability, the one ability, now aims like pretty straight. So like the so like the flame that now that it aims straight, the flame no longer reaches as far. So like before
Oh, yeah, yeah, I
I
get
s-
it, I get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so before I started was like 25 meters, but like whatever, but like the maximum distance it could reach, like from any
Yeah.
elevation, was like 30 meters, and now it got reduced to apparently 23 meters. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Yeah.
like for specialty unit like that,
That's
that's
a
like a
huge difference.
huge
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely. Especially with a unit like
Yeah.
Flamers, that's already like pretty short range.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, like the main thing is that like before, like if you're against a top playing coconut, for example,
Mm-hmm.
you you could use the firestorm to like aim at them from like just out of range. But
Yeah.
now like you will have to be in the range, which is
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah, so much more easier to get countered then for sure. Yeah. Interesting.
Mhm.
So going back to the units that you mentioned just now. So what I think was really interesting is that we have this very clear like kind of rock paper scissors extended version right now with like
Mhm. Mhm.
right you have shields as a front line, then you have the pikes as anti-cav, then you have of course always the specialists, then you have the cav as well, and then you also seem to have like the claymore monk kind of combo to like buff and destroy the front line, I think,
Mhm.
unless I'm missing some other units, but there's like really clear roles for those units right now that I think are really nicely done in some way. I'm not sure if they've like purposely like patched for it, but it looks pretty good on the map right now.
That's true. Actually, to be honest though, like one thing this might be a little bit like toxic or something at the
No, no
start.
worries.
But one thing I don't really like them really don't really like what my game is doing
Mm-hmm.
is that they're reducing the skill level required to play units. Like
Yeah,
it's
like with the
it,
flamers, right? Like you just said, like before you had to
mhm.
like really aim well, and now you can just
Yeah.
press them apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they made that unit a lot easier,
Mm-hmm.
for the brachial, like I keep on saying it, but for the brachial used to be like
Yeah.
the king of mechanical play, and
Absolutely.
now
Yeah.
when you brace it, you just turn for you.
Yeah. That was.
Like
Yeah. I don't like that
yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like just like a lot of like and some like Murmillos, like the Murmillos is like strong, but they
Mm-hmm.
like realistically you're just charging it in and just letting you do whatever.
Yep.
Show maidens like we press two buttons and you probably don't have to touch it for the
Yeah, and
rest
it's
of the
done.
match.
Yeah, exactly. Same with the Imperial Shields also as well, kind of like just cover commander and just frontline it. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so like right now, like with like how easy some of the units are, like there are still some units that are like really hard to use,
Mm-hmm.
but I think like the important thing like for a unit player right now is like knowing the rather it's more about like knowing matchup, like knowing the tempo,
Mm-hmm.
because right now like just like being at the right place at the right time is like it's like 50% of your gameplay. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're able to make a good engagement at like with the right timings, and like you can win against enemy units. But like
Mm-hmm.
before, it's like if you play your unit not as well as the other person, you might lose. But now there's just not really that much of a difference.
Yeah, it is interesting. So like, so if you look at the meta units right now, what are like
Mhm.
the counters that you see that you can make just by playing better than the opponent? What are the matchups
Mm,
that you can win?
Ball.
Just maul
So
it. Yeah, yeah, right.
no, no, no.
Should have known.
So
Should have known. What a stupid
yeah.
question.
So
Yeah.
so no. So like for like there's an example. Like let's think about it this way, right? So right, like the Shomede is like basically the only gold like infantry unit that people still use. That's like
Hmm.
against infantry mainly. And then like what's a show maiden like this is like I think this is like a misconception by some
Mm.
players, but like when new players start the game, a lot of people would like recommend it's like, hey, what unit should you unlock? Go straight for show maiden. Show maiden is
Hmm.
very strong.
Yeah.
So the thing about show maiden is that like it is like very strong against like new players or like people that don't really use their hero at all, or
Yeah.
like against like light armor classes. But like the same like was like if you could play against like good players that like know how to use their unit and their hero at the same time, what they'll do is that they send your unit on your shield middens and they jump behind your shield midden to just like break all of your units. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like the shield midden, it's like strong, but only if like the enemy team doesn't use your hero. So
I get it. I get it. Yeah.
and
Definitely true. Yeah.
yeah, like the same thing was like Star Wars, like like Star Wars like hero play like does
Mm-hmm.
like more than half of what your units do, like just CCing to let your unit get into the damage, like really huge. Like Merms is like actually the hardest counter by hero play because obviously like and the weapon dance like from Poax is
Mm-hmm.
like way too strong against the Merms because if you weapon dance at any point during their charge, the Merm unit is useless
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of the until the charge is back. But when the charge is back, your weapon dance is also back.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yep. So perfect
Mhm.
counter. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, so like right now it's just like a lot of like it's like you can't just counter units like with like a single ability now
Yep.
is
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty nuts because, like, yeah, like you said, it's been quite different in the past seasons where your hero would just be not doing it well because the units were extremely strong and could be not be CC'd like the Varangians was just insane. Like, the Varangians have disappeared entirely, right?
Yeah, like the nerf like that made their axes like have a 2 second cooldown
Mm-hmm.
is like on paper it's not that bad because they're like their CC immunity still lasts for the entire duration. But the problem is that is that like you're like 3 times slower. Like before you would
Mm-hmm.
use your axis, instantly use axis like 3 times after was like you give it like a 0.5 second interval in between.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have to wait like almost 2 seconds. So it's like a really big difference if you're against like a unit that can one shot your unit, like
Yep.
show middens can like do a lot of damage to your units before
Mm-hmm.
you can like finish off your last strike, which is like the strongest strike.
Yep.
So that's like the main reason why Vengeance like kind of fell off, which
Mm-hmm.
is the cooldown is way too long.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just realized, like, you um, as a player seem to really read the patches and know a lot about like details about the units. Like, is it something that you just learn by playing against or with them, or is it something that you actually like read on every single patch and try to figure out exactly how the unit
Mm.
works?
I don't really like I don't it's not like I technically read the patch notes like it's in like this and like it's not everything I'm saying is from patch notes, like
Mm-hmm.
everything I'm saying from is from experience, like the for example the flamers, like you can't see like nowhere in the patches does it say that the range is actually reduced,
Yeah.
so it's like I like to do testing all the time to see like user interactions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the custom lobbies, I sometimes would just like post some random people and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna steal you for like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
perfect
yeah.
hour." Yeah, I'm like interested in doing this type of stuff, like seeing like knowing all the unit interactions and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, it's really cool stuff. That's also something funny that I noticed when I was playing with Bondguard 4. I think it was in the CBL like 2 seasons ago, maybe. This
Mhm.
is that when you guys were just like chilling before the match or even a few days before, some of your players would just be like playing with their heroes against the other player and then just figure out exactly how to counter the other one with just the hero and like really find like extremely like how do you say like close details about how to counter someone else um, to an extent that I hadn't seen before at least. Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, like hero play against unit, like in like not on the frontier version, but on the my game version, like
Mm-hmm.
it's like a lot easier to hero play. Like I like to like like this is like here's like something like super unexpected. Like back when you remember how Chevaliers like the season zero release was like super strong,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
So like one thing that people like don't really expect is that like so there's like two things you could have done to like counter them, for example, is that like is like the crossbows like you gotta fire. So if you like if you it's actually really simple. If you run diagonally at the Chevys, they can never hit you.
For
You
real?
know,
Oh, I should have realized
yeah,
that somewhere. Yep.
like basically like the crossbows they'll try to aim at you, but like because the desync is there, they'll like shoot slightly behind you. So the main thing is that you have to like sprint in the entire duration. If you like stop, you kind of die. But
Mm-hmm.
if you like just keep on sprinting until the ability is over, they'll never hit you.
Oh,
Like
nice.
like for example, like that. But like Frontier, like the crossbows will actually track you. You'll kind of die from that, but it's like it's like on like our server, like we're like a lot more hero play heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Like because it's simply because like the units like have a harder time locking on heroes.
Mm-hmm.
It is like pretty odd. Like say you see a bunch of brace medalls and then you maul this out into the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense that you don't take damage from it, but you don't take damage from
Yeah,
it, you
true,
know?
true. Absolutely true. Yeah, it's also what I think. When was with the Liao meta? We also when it was like full cap basically. I'm pretty sure that some guys also been using like the VPN just to increase the ping even more, right? And then this
Uh,
just zip around the map basically, like stuff
Yeah,
like this.
the cab like the cabby cab
Mm-hmm.
was like all about the Wi-Fi connection.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
It was
that's like a
mhm.
just a crazy meta that we have back then. Yeah.
I think like honestly though like I think like the current meta like with the exception of coconut because the coconut I don't care what anybody says, but coconut is the most broken unit in existence.
Yep,
I swear to God, it was like the
absolutely.
unit was like already pretty good, and then you decide to give it like an
Mm-hmm.
extra 3 strokes worth of ammo. It's like
Yep.
oh
Absolutely. So, but the most funny thing I think about these units is that the coconuts at their release they were considered like I think the most trash unit ever in the game until the
yeah
bagpipers came along. Of course, I mean that's even worse. But the coconuts have been so impactful. Like absolutely, they're like the best units you can get for the leadership, and even then,
yeah.
they could also be worth like they could almost be worth a gold units price. I think, and might still be worth it.
Yeah, like the main thing for coconut is that like like for like it's like a rare commodity for some people, but there are people that can run them like with like 795 leadership. You
Mm-hmm.
can run them as in like shield maidens like and like some other unit. As in that unit comp is like really strong,
Mm-hmm.
for example. That's
Right.
but like the main thing for coconut is that like it's like a really good filler unit
Mm-hmm.
because like what's like other specialty like especially the Falco and then the Flamer is that like 330 is like it's a high leadership, but the main problem is not that the leadership is high. The main problem is that if you brains them, your unit comp like looks really bad because if you bring like any of those units,
Mm-hmm.
you can't bring like two regular purples. Like or like you can bring two regular purples, but not the optimal,
Yeah.
not optimal
Yeah. Exactly.
like unit setup.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then it comes back to like the difference between playing in a team environment, like with the tournaments, or just playing your solo queue, where you can probably make some like really cool plays with not so excellent units, but with the tournament, it's a whole different beast again.
Yeah, so that's why like back when I was like playing the Falco and Flamer, like the only possible unit I could take was Alchemist, like it
Hmm.
was like do I bring Alchemist or Pike Militia when Pike Militia is
Yep.
still kinda not that good right now.
Yeah, it's being slightly different for sure. Yeah, I think you guys were, but Pondguard was basically the only team I think last Sunday to actually pick the Alchemist unit in their games as well. We saw some bagpipers with the longbow. Oh, that's another one we haven't
Oh,
talked about enough, I think. But which team was it? I think it was Nice Try, bring like four longbows at once,
oh
backed
no.
up with a bagpiper unit. That was nuts.
Hmm. They play some dark magic with that right there.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
No,
That was
but like
pretty insane.
honestly though, like the bagpipe, like the okay, time to say some controversial stuff, but
Go ahead.
bagpipe, like mathematically it makes sense to bring bagpipe,
Yeah,
but it also doesn't make sense to bring bagpipe.
absolutely. I mean, if you can buff like 14 units by like so many percentages, then that's really good stuff. But yeah,
like
practically though.
no, like the main thing for bagpipe is that like some like it's like if you have like say like two gold units and you need a blue unit, the bagpipe can be used. But the main thing that it's like bagpipe you have to like follow like specific players. Like you have to follow like honestly you only follow you only follow specialty players is
Hmm.
amazing for bagpipe because the damage instance buff it's like basically two unit damage doctrines like stacked on top of each other. So like with like Shenji grenades, like every single grenade even with a splitting, doing an extra 120 damage points is like quite a bit. So it's
Hmm.
like the bagpipe is like it requires some really good coordinated play.
Yep.
So that's like the main reason why it's bad because like
Yeah,
it's like
that's the
usually
thing.
people just press the three whenever it's desync,
Hmm.
but like if you have to like time the three really well if you want to
Yep.
maximize it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the ability to remove any CC for like a split second is like could be extremely strong if you could time it really well and like do good stuff with it. But yeah, so
Yeah,
niche.
that's like the testing oh this was like so long back. It was like 3 seasons back or something, but
Hmm.
it was but I remember like I could use you could use bagpipes like with hussars
Hmm.
as in charge like directly at like IPGs. As in if you like CCM you at just the right time, your
Oh,
hussars goes through.
yeah, nice.
It kind of works, but it's like it's a very hard timing.
Hmm. Yeah, you need good Wi-Fi for that one as well, probably.
The power of the Wi-Fi is just
Exactly.
too strong.
It's what decides the meta. It's the Wi-Fi. All
Mhm.
right, yeah, good stuff. All right, so back to the longbow then, because bagpipers might be dark magic, but longbow is apparently worth. Um, so what the hell happened to your single longbow last season and the longbows now?
Mm, so okay, so to say about so one big reason like why people like didn't play Lamos back then was uh was because like prior to the original Lambo buff, like Lambo was like the textbook. Like if you're looking for a really bad archer unit, you got two units in that entire list. You got Vanguard archers, and then
Yes.
you got the Vassal Lambos.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like it was it was like the unit was like bad for like ever. Like I think it was bad like ever since like the first season
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
something.
It's also how you recognize EU players, right? Like just if you see those two units, you know it's EU player as well.
I don't know. I might say NA too. Who knows?
All right, fair enough.
but like basically like the unit like used to be like so bad that like a lot of like players like once you level up enough and stuff like that, so you might like not level it up, or
Mm-hmm.
else you might just delete it. So like people like have really bad impression of the Lombos.
Yep.
So like it was like so like it wasn't until like it's the same with like Chevys actually because like for Chevys like it took like a season for them to like
Yeah, true.
fully pick up the pace. Like
Yep.
I remember like I was first like at the season they were released. I I I'm a filthy spender. I got the Chevys like right away,
Yeah.
and then at first like I thought like they tried Cordeliers, and then
Mm-hmm.
as I discovered crossbows like a few days later,
Yeah.
but like the crossbows was like back then it was like so strong because everyone else that brought Chevys like tried to use them like have like thinking during monastics almost,
Mm-hmm.
but oh my god the power of the
The shit's so
crossbows was like
insane.
so good
Yes,
back
I
then.
mean, and there was like, if only you had caught on that like a few days or maybe a week sooner. I mean, that was basically just right before the final against Plebs, right? In CB Rifle Season 0. Because I know that, probably must have been you, but I know that there was one or two players from Pond Guard that actually picked the Chevaliers, and on stream we were like, who the hell is picking Chevaliers? They're like the worst unit in the game right now. And
yeah, like
then
that season. I was the one that introduced the
yeah, right.
Chevaliers to them that
And
season.
then I got sent clips from, I think it was Payan by probably you, absolutely deleting heroes like to an absolute insane amount, just by using that unit. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh damn.
I was like trying so hard to
Mm-hmm.
like advocate for being allowed to use them in territory
Yep.
where it was rough. But so like the main thing about like some of these units is that like like the meta like often like needs to be discovered a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same with the longbow was like the reason why like one of the reasons that attributed to my longbows like doing really well the first time I was using it, like the first bit, was because it was unexpected. Like people
Mm-hmm.
don't see it. Like if they don't know what something does, they don't expect it. So it's,
Yep.
it was really good. As
Absolutely.
it was the same with Chevys, like on release, like people didn't expect it. It was good, Same with some with ranching guards was that with ranching guards as well. Actually, it was like after they like first fixed it,
Mm-hmm.
like it was it was like really it was like some people were like abusing it like really good until like 4 days or something when like everyone's like, oh, holy, this unit's good. So
Yep.
it's like when it comes to like unit meta, I guess it's like the main thing is like you want to be the first one to find it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be the first one to use it.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's this short window where you are absolutely OP, and then everyone is just catching up because they see what you're
It's
doing.
it's the feeling of confidence that matters.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's kind of funny. But then with longbow also, because like, so I think what was interesting in the on the tournament last Sunday is that the longbow were going to counter outriders probably on wall fort, because outriders are a obnoxious unit on wall fort, or they can be. But we saw almost no outriders, except apparently your outriders at the C point at the last minute. Um, so that was one reason why I guess longbow were picked, aside from being just really strong unit right now. But then longbow also really countered the Fort of Rochester really well, especially when unprotected net allows your Kev to come in and destroy all the shields and monks. So it's another nice like addition to this almost like exotic pool, I think, right now. Do you think so as
Yeah,
well?
it is. It is basically like exotic that like focuses on hitting
Mm-hmm.
unshielded units almost. But
Yeah,
mhm, yeah,
yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like the anti-exotic unit. Yeah, yeah, kind of funny, sure.
I also I remember you were talking about there were like three sections, but I forgot what was the third.
Oh yeah, I gotta remember now as well. Oh yeah, unit bands,
Well,
good one. Yeah, 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 good one. Yeah, so unit bands. We had a new system right this season. So last season it was 2 unit bands, like a week basically before the match. So I would put out a message on Monday saying team captains start banning. Tuesday the bands need to be in, and then teams would be able to scrim for a couple of days, and then the match would be on Sunday. Um, and right now it is an hour before the match. You start banning. So the first attacker bans one, defender bans one, then selects one unit, which is to save a unit to not be able to ban it. Defender saves one, and then the attacker also bans another one, and then the defender, I think, counter bans, or maybe I got it mixed up. But anyway, so 2 bans on both sides, one save on both sides. And an hour before the match. So this means that teams are not able to like fully flesh out their strategy, but also, yeah, so it means they have to be more flexible, and be ready at the last minute to start picking all the units and find out who is going to play what. So what is your experience with it right now, and what do you think? How do you think it impacts the game?
mm, one thing I do, what honestly, one thing I really like about this banning system
Mm-hmm.
is that coconuts never see the light of day. It's like basically like right now it's like there's like a few like established bans with it. Like
Mm-hmm.
coconuts is almost always banned, I think.
Yeah.
Flamers, Shenjis, like, and Falcons are also banned as
Yeah,
well.
but
So
that's
like
that's already 4,
mhm,
and after the first 2
yeah.
bans, you get to save 2. So that's what makes it
Yeah, like
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, like usually like if like teams don't save any specialty units, I think honestly I think like the like really fun fights are like when there's like when you ban the all four specialties, so
Mm-hmm.
that's like the Flamer, Falco, Coconut, and Shenji, and then you just have like everybody running it down. Like
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
those, I think some of those matches are pretty fun.
Absolutely. I mean,
But
your match against Jebediah was the only one where we had just four exotic bands last Sunday.
oh
So
really?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So all the other ones had like I don't know something else band like monks or some kind of calf or anything else. So most of the time it was like two units of exotics and then something else. Yeah.
I think our plan was originally two ban monks,
Hmm.
but then yeah, buddy safe monks, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
But yeah, but yeah, like I think like the thing was like before. I think the main thing for like four bands is that like we have to be like a lot more flexible like in our planning and stuff because
Hmm.
like four different units is like can like completely change the setup. So like before like when it's like just two bands,
Hmm.
you could like even with two bands like sometimes say if you run like a cav heavy comp and some like the enemy team bans like your most used cav,
Hmm.
it's like a big difference. And then but like if you like but like right now like it's just like you have to like get a lot more prepared. But the big thing though is that like because like it's almost guaranteed that at least some specialty is banned every match. To be honest,
Yeah. Absolutely.
so like one thing I do like right now is that like actually like infantry comps usually stay pretty similar because
Hmm.
just lots of different units you can use as say like a front line. There's like
Yep.
multiple anti-cav you can use. So it's like
Hmm.
right now I think like the balance like doesn't really change things by that much except for like specialty. Like it's mainly just banning specialty and like
Yeah.
maybe cav.
Yeah, absolutely. Banning special seems to be the way to go right now because so I just checked like what bans we've had on Sunday, and it's almost in all matches it's almost always like three specialties and then one other unit, except for some where they banned like camels and outriders, probably because teams are scared for those. But most of the time it's like you said like three out of the four specialists that were banned. So definitely true. And then I also know like Tempo Shield's been talking about this for a while is that. Um, Teams at one point might try to ban all the shields, so like the ISGs, and the stalwarts basically, or maybe the Murmilons, just to play another specialist like the Tertius, for example, because that might be a way to like absolutely perform crazy. Because if there's no shields, any unit will get obliterated by a unit from Tertius. So,
I disagree
oh
with
yeah.
that. I think actually if it's like a gun unit, the highest DPS is actually the Imperial Arquebusier rather than Tercio.
Mm. All right, all right. Oh, that's easier to buy in for then.
Maybe
So
we might see the meme unit being played if that's ever the case. Who knows?
how fun would it be though to have like 15 Imperial Arquebusiers on the map and actually have a team win with it? That would be really cool.
That would be scary. I think like I think like it had this is like so off topic actually. I think I should stop myself.
No, 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 go, 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 go.
Okay. Okay, I remember I had like like in like a couple of days ago I had this dream of like what if we defended in TW was like 15 Falcos, like we have like four Falcos aiming down at every entrance and so we
Yeah,
can't get in.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah, that's crazy. But that's like really cool creative stuff. I like it. And like so, for example, like at one point, I think almost any five-man group probably has done it in some siege to play like five like garbage units or consider the garbage unit just to try and make them work right. So like my group once tried to play like five Pavais when they were actually really bad, just because we wanted to prove that they could be good as they were back in the day. Yeah,
if you put five police together, you can do more damage than one change. We believe.
yeah, exactly, exactly. That's the idea, right? So just like line them up like back to back to back, so that the first one gets protected by the other four, and then hope someone dives for it, and that way we try to
Uh-huh.
snowball, right? So just like one step at a time, we try to move forward. People will think it's only one shield, like one provides wall, and then there's four more behind it, something like that. Yeah, we tried, didn't work though. So, but it was really fun just trying it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so unit bans, and then all right, so you kind of like the system because we get to ban so many exotic units, then that allows us to just like get more infantry fights, which I think a lot of people actually kind of like. And then, what about the stress that maybe you might have or not have because you're just a player, but maybe the team captain has a lot of stress, just like trying to get you guys on the same page an hour before the match with the bans and getting the right units.
Mm, uh, I think like the honestly, I think like team captains is like there is like definitely like more work to do
Hmm.
because of the bans. But I think like at the end, I don't think it's like affects like teams that much because like before like it was like two bands, right? So
Hmm.
it's like before it's like a band, it's just like an extra band. So I think like for team captains, I think it's like I don't think it's like too big of a change at least.
Oh, and I won't be inviting them for a podcast anytime soon, so we won't even hear from
Oh,
them.
we will. Oh no.
No, they'll probably be shouting at me in Captain General chat saying, "We need more bands." No, 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 no. But it'll be fine. All right, we'll just listen more to the players, right? That's the only thing we need to, and then to the viewers, of course. The viewers are really important.
Yes, sir.
Yes, they are. All right, good stuff. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up, Warfarfu, because we've been over an hour. It's getting kind of late for me. Um,
Yep.
so So,
Mhm.
anything else that you would like to point out quickly, or just make sure that we talked about?
Um, I just want to say, to be honest, that I tried really hard to get my camera to work, but it still doesn't work. So, I you know.
You tried real hard. I know. I know. I mean, you've been trying for like I think almost one and a half an hour or something just to get the camera
Yeah,
working.
it
And you
was.
restarted the computer. It was true Conqueror's Blade style. Like nothing was working, and even restarting didn't fix it. So, but you
Yep.
got a really cool picture, um, pretending to be you right now. So you'll be fine, I think. All right. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're gonna get your face reveals maybe sometime in an interview after another win from Pondgard in the future, maybe.
Mm, that will not happen. I've been people have been telling me to face reveal for like an online. People have been telling me to face reveal for how long has this been? It's been like 9 years,
Hmm.
and you know it hasn't happened yet. So
All right. Well,
we'll see.
exactly. Let's continue the secrecy then. That'll be fine for me. All right.
You
Well,
see.
thank you so much for joining me. It was absolutely the most fun I've had in a while thinking the podcast. Not to discredit any of the other one, but this was absolutely amazing. So thank you and good
Thank
luck.
you too.
Yeah, you're
I'm
welcome.
sorry though. I'm not familiar with this, so.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. And good luck on the match Sunday against Argonautas. Oh yeah, just like, are you gonna win or are you gonna tie?
Mm, uh, we must take a quote from a manga real quick and be like, a true powerhouse only stinks of victory.
There you go. With that, we close it out. Thank you so much, and see you on Sunday.
All right, see you.